Hi everyone, welcome to another Triad Wars Twitch stream. I'm Renee, I'm a project coordinator here at United Front Games. This is James, that's Steve.
Hello.
They're both designers on Triad Wars, and you guys are here because you love Triad Wars, or maybe you want to know more about the game, or maybe you were here for Andrew's incredible puns, in which case, unfortunately, we have to disappoint you guys.
You're out of luck.
Yeah, you're right out of luck.
Well, some of you are out of luck. I consider myself quite lucky.
Yeah, some of us are okay with this, but Andrew will not be doing the stream today. You'll have to be stuck with us instead. So.
Well, we've got Renee instead. That's a plus, I think.
All right. What are we gonna be looking at today?
Today we're going to talk about the April update. We're going to talk a little bit about the keyboard control controversy on the forums.
Highly controversial.
We're going to talk about a contest coming up this weekend, and we're going to show you some new stuff for sale.
Excellent.
And we're going to answer your questions.
As always.
And continue the adventures of Pork Bunman.
Pork Bunman will ride again.
That's right.
Excellent. That sounds awesome. And yeah, definitely you guys are already asking lots of questions, so please keep those coming. We will be answering them all throughout the stream today.
Yeah. So, just to jump into the hot button topic.
Who wants to talk about keyboard controls?
Yeah. So, in our April update, we have a big list of changes. I mean, it is like we changed 30 big things. One of them was the keyboard controls, and some of you really didn't like what we did. And, well, we've talked about it on the forums. We've talked about it. We did a Q&A, but we're going to keep talking about it because we want you to understand where we are with it. So we made these changes to keyboard controls. Why? Steve, why did we do it? Do we hate the player?
Why do we do it? It's not because we hate the keyboard. Although, as some of you have pointed out, we are using a pad when we play on the Twitch stream. We also use keyboards here when we play at work. Although, not nearly as effectively, but mostly because I don't have the fingers for it. How about you, James?
Well, I'm in the, what can I say? I use a controller, and it's not because I hate the player, but it's because I like a controller better. And we developed the game, originally on a controller, and my job has nothing to do with the controls, by the way. I'm not the person who figures out what they should be. I'm not the person implementing it. It's not my department. And so basically, I can play with a controller if I want to, or a keyboard if I want to. And I just think it's better with a controller, so I use a controller. And so when people say, do you guys even use a controller? Well, the people who work on the controls do. Or do you even use a keyboard? The people who work on the controls do. I don't.
Right.
Because I have a choice, and I think it's better.
What it all comes down to is we made a bunch of changes to the controls in order to help simplify the controls for all the new players who are trying out Triad Wars. It's a bunch of the feedback that we got through focus group testing. There was obviously some stuff from the forums, but most of the people on the forums are pretty vocal that they like the controls the way they were. And a bunch of it came from performance data that we get from the game that shows how people do with keyboard and mouse versus controller.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were trying to do. And there was a post with Andrew and Liberty, one of the engineers who's worked on and did a majority of these updates into the game. So we don't want to go too much down that road again. We've talked about it pretty extensively, but we were trying to make it simple. We hear what you guys are saying. We know that we've made a bunch of people quite angry, and the best solution for us is to start, rather than work away at trying to backtrack and change certain things that some people like and certain things that other people don't like and go back to the board and trying to find even more feedback and get this thing just right. We think it's just going to be quicker and make everyone happier if we start working towards custom bindings. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Now, you might think, duh, right? Like, every game has that. Why don't you have it already? You should have that. That was in Sleeping Dogs. Why isn't it in your game now? And, at a certain level, I kind of wonder that too, because it just seems so very obvious. However, I've been talking to the engineers because, honestly, when this whole thing kind of blew up on the forums and everyone said, why don't you have bindings? That was my question too. And the answer, in short, is because it's really horrible with our tech. The way our game works, when you press a key on the keyboard, The game then looks at what you're doing in the game, figures out the context for it, and then tells the game what that would have been had you used a controller, which means that it's not just like a one-to-one mapping. And then knowing what you're doing in the game, it shows you in the UI what keys do different things. And so there's a lot of animation stuff within the UI that needs to get updated as well. And it's not built right now where we can just drop in a new set of keys. And honestly, if we would have done it by now, but it's not super quick and easy. And then there's also the fact that building our game takes time. When we have an update once a month, that means we have about 2 weeks of time to develop new things in the game. And then we get 2 weeks to fix bugs and make sure that what we're about to put out works. And then it goes out to you. And when we work on big things, like say Triad Wars or Triads or co-op and stuff like that, that spans many, many updates worth of development time going on in the background. And lots of people are working on lots of things, and it's not just a matter of saying, hey, we're going to do nothing but this one thing until it's done. So,
yeah, I think
but we are working towards it.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, is that like this goes for lots of things. Like just because something isn't happening right away doesn't mean that we don't want to do it. It's just a matter of time, and you know, there's always lots of things that are up in the air, and
yeah.
Yeah, so basically,
So on to more pleasant things.
All right.
How about let's get in there and either show off some of this other new stuff, or I just itching to get out into the game now. I'm holding this controller.
I know, it's just I've been reading the comments in the chat, and basically, yeah, lots of games do have it. Our game will have it. Our game's not done yet. That's why we're in beta.
All right. Well, you continue to talk about it. Tell you what, I'm going to go and do a little bit of house cleaning since the last time we logged in. Feel free to continue answering some of those questions and ask us some of those questions.
Actually, here's one that's just come up.
We should do a t-shirt.
Bridge Fisher asks, what turf changes are you guys most excited about?
Ooh. We've got...
what Corey's working on now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a few
Stuff
things.
you haven't seen yet.
There's two things that I'm excited about. So the thing James was talking about is, you know, we've got this turf, and we've talked about the fact that we want to be able to customize it and change it up, and not only choose the rackets that you have in it, but actually define what those rackets look like and what your safe house looks like.
Turf looks too samey from player to player, and soon, well, not soon, I shouldn't say soon, that's a bad word to use.
Well, we're building...
In the future.
We're building stuff right now that'll allow you to customize your turf.
So it will look different from other turf.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, what was that skull on the ground you just walked past?
I didn't even notice it. There it is. That's a crime scene.
What's a crime scene, Steve?
That is somebody who tried to raid us. Let's see who it was. Torsion. And he failed. Or she failed. And now, as a result, I get an extra 106 face. So thank you very much.
Where they died.
It's very respectful of you, Steve.
I know.
You know, at one point we had a far less respectful animation lined up for that, but we chickened out.
Hey, look, Gaboon's on.
Hello, Gaboon.
Hey, Gaboon, we've been wondering.
Is it Gaboon or G-Boon?
Yeah.
But we're going to say Gaboon anyway, but we're curious.
We think Gaboon sounds better. Let's see, what else I got one of my, in case anyone missed that, I've just went around and collected a free favor from one of my racket bosses that we hired the last time, or recruited the last time we were on. Oh yeah, so the other thing that I'm excited about Turf is one of the things that's in the April update. And we'll see it in a minute when I go and raid somebody. But we talked about it and showed it off quickly last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And that was that when you start the raid now, you'll get the raid start screen that shows off what favors the opponent has and what favors you have played for that raid. And we've got some stuff coming up in the future that's going to kind of bolster up what you can use during raids in terms of attacking people, changing up potentially things like objectives, and more defensive favors and things like that. So having more variety in the experience in the raids, I think, is a thing we're working on and we're excited to get in. At least I am.
Yeah. So, April update. Let's talk about that. Yesterday we had a patch. That patch fixed about 15 bugs. They're not exciting new features, they're just things that were broken that we fixed. And some of those things got broken in the April update. But the April update was a big update. What went into it? We have a new raid start screen. We have 20 new things in the store, including mustaches and beards and sideburns. The player profile now shows all the ranks and your progress within your rank to get to the next rank and what all the different ranks are. There's new UI that shows you when favors are working. So if you're in a store or if you're looking at the warehouse, the black market, or a racket or whatever, and it's affected by a favor, there's now stuff in the UI to show you what your favor is doing for you. So it's a little more clear what they all do. We improved the rating UI. Objectives are now displayed a bit more clearly. There's less clutter on the screen. We're showing multiple markers at the same time. When you rank up, there's a new celebration screen, which was triggering at odd times and got fixed in yesterday's patch. This is a big one. The AI plays favors against you. So here's Steve. I don't know if that's an AI or a player, but Steve is rating someone called Mopa Mel, and Mopa is using a movement buff favor right now. So got activated some time ago, within the last 30 minutes.
Yep.
And when Steve fights this guy, everyone is going to be moving and punching and a little faster. So AI plays favors against you. That scales up by level, so if you're a dragon head, they're going to be using big assault rifles and grenade launchers and stuff against you, whereas if you're, a white paper fan, they're maybe using knives or something less damaging. We made changes to the AI turf for AI straw sandal and above. They now have lots more rackets. This is the whole stream. We're just going to watch her react to the game.
Just the chaos and smoke. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
They're still fighting you.
Yeah.
I would run away.
I only got a couple of guys there.
If that showed up at my place of work. I'd be like, no, I'm going
So
home.
AI straw sandal and above, they now have more rackets. Those rackets are filled with more stuff, more commodities in particular, which means you can sell that for more money. What else did we do in the April update? We reduced
Hey, there's some of those extra combat props we were talking about.
Oh gosh.
I didn't even get to that yet. But yeah.
But look, now he's got a knife. So it kind of worked towards my... Oh, no, he dropped it.
He's wounded, though. He's holding that arm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The cleaver. We reduced the damage on the cleaver. The cleaver's not a one-hit kill anymore. Some of you don't like that change. Well, I'm sorry, but we didn't want a one-hit kill weapon in the game that you could just run around, chop people in the head endlessly, because it's not much of a game, honestly, if you can do that all the time. So, we turned down...
That guy was already injured, I'd like to point out.
Oh.
We did tuning and polish on all the operations in the game, all those things that give you extra time for your raids. They're now better than they used to be. Hopefully you like them better. There's a bit more variety. There's a bit more selling what you're doing. They make a bit more sense. There's less wandering around trying to find the marker on top of the stairs somewhere weird. They're just, broadly speaking, improved. We've added a new tutorial for basic shooting stuff. We've added more what we call combat props, which is environment stuff you can interact with. Like where you saw Steve pin a guy's hand to a table with a knife a moment ago. We added more of those. Uncle David now has a lot more to say to everybody across the game. We did the new keyboard controls. We added a new refer a friend function where you can go, we're going to demo that in a few minutes actually. Steve will show you how it works. But we've added a refer a friend tool. We've added a thing that is, I'm going to have to talk about it in some detail.
Sorry, I got to stop you just for a quick second.
Sure.
Our TV's about to turn off.
Oh.
In T-minus 20 seconds. So
Producer Justin's going to solve it.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a magic hand solving problems behind the scene. There we go. All right. Sorry, James.
Go Justin.
It's all good. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to talk about actually one thing about... Hey, I lost my train of thought. We also fixed a whole slew of bugs in the April update, and we made
not that one apparently.
No,
Yeah.
And we made a change to raid rewards for people whose safe house is much lower than their rank, because we had a problem in the game where you could choose to never upgrade your safe house, never upgrade your stuff, and just raid people. And the result is that you become a really poor target for other people to raid because you've got nothing. And you're not developing your turf, and there's a whole lot of things that are going to be tied into turf, like your defenses and stuff, and basically it was a way of circumventing the game a bit in a way that damages the game for other people. So what we did is we added a thing where if your safe house is 2 or more levels lower than your rank, when you raid someone, you get a bit less face. And if you're 3 or more levels below, you get less face again, and so on. So the further out of whack your safe house is with your progression in the game, the less face you get. And that means that your rewards from raiding will be mostly money instead of mostly face, the further out of whack you are. And so you'll be able to catch up with your safe house. You just need to do it. Basically, this is going to affect a few people who've been playing the game a long time, who zoomed ahead without leveling up their stuff. And it's probably not going to affect most people, but that was also a thing in the April update. So if you consider all of what I just described was stuff that went in 1 month in the game, in the April update.
There's one of the things we're talking about. Uncle David's telling me that I'm running out of time.
Gonna bail?
And that's actually true, because I've only got about a minute left.
You would not have made it.
And I won't make it. So I'm going to, well, you know what? I might be able to, ooh, I might be cutting it. Let's just try it.
You were so clutch last time, though, Steve.
I know, but it worked out last time. It worked out.
You will definitely get another round of applause.
Tell you what, if I don't get this one done in the next 20 seconds, I think I can get to the entrance in 20 seconds.
Okay, so a couple other things. So I want to answer a couple questions that just popped up on Twitch.
Okay.
Someone was saying, what's the Triad Temple, what's it about, etc. We seem to answer this every 2 weeks when we do one of these, but I don't mind keep answering. I just want to get the message out. The Triad Temple is for Triads. Triads is a feature that's not yet in the game. Joining a Triad or creating a Triad is a thing you're going to be able to do in the future, where you level up to a certain rank, you upgrade your Triad Temple, you are allowed to then join a Triad, you upgrade it further, you're allowed to create a Triad. You create a Triad, you can invite people to join your Triad, you form like a clan within the game, and then eventually these clans are going to be fighting in Triad Wars, and we're going to have a bunch of features around mutual defense and stuff. However, it's not in the game yet. I don't want to detail it out yet because it ain't coming in the immediate future, but that's what it's for. That's why there is a Triad Temple in your turf, and that's why you can't upgrade it yet, because Triads aren't properly there yet, because we're still in beta. Someone else was asking, hey Steve, can you show him a 3-star raid without doing any operations?
Ah, okay.
Do you think well, firstly, should you be able to do a 3-star raid with no operations?
So,
at all levels?
No. So it definitely
but wait, I used to be able to just breeze through everything and bypass some of the content and still win all the time.
Yeah.
I can't do that?
No.
Oh, no. Well, do tell.
That is one of the things that we updated, is that it used to be too easy to complete everything in a raid, and it was just making your resources too at risk all the time, especially because there was no cap on how many times you could get raided over time, as provided you weren't shielded. So we talked about this before. You know, we changed how often you can get raided. In addition to that, we also made it so the raids are more challenging, and personally I think more fun, because now I have to really try, even at early levels, in order to get a 3-star raid on my own without doing operations. If I do operations as I get into later levels in the game, that'll definitely allow me to, it'll still be a challenge, but I can do it with operations. And then at high levels in the game, even with the operations, you're gonna have a hard time of it. And so you're probably gonna need to go out and collect some favors that'll give you more time or make it easier for you to kill people in the raid and get through it faster. So.
Yeah.
That is why we thought it was going to be more fun to actually have some challenge in the game than to just walk through every raid, massacring everybody.
Yeah.
Although there is some fun to that, obviously.
You know, at lower levels, you can do a 3-star raid probably without doing them. It gets harder as you go up. If you can do it,
we
at
can
a high
give it
level.
another shot. I was going to go do an operation, but why don't we just give it another shot here? Oh, I'm about to get T-boned by a truck. That might make it a little harder, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my spot.
Last minute
Pork
handicap.
bunman. Let's see here. Let's, I'm going to wait on Logan. Actually, you know what? Let's try it on Logan.
Pork Bunman's next target.
Let's see what he's got, though.
Now, Logan is
Logan's stacked with his hacker's racket and his smuggling market are stacked. So I feel a little bit bad, but not really.
No.
So let's go take him out.
No, that's an AI. Logan is an AI named after Mike Scoop's dog.
Right.
Yeah.
The dire wolf.
Our creative director has a dog that, is sometimes called a dire wolf in the office because it's humongous.
Yeah.
And his name is Logan, and that's the name of that AI.
Oh, Steve, do the butt wiggle.
I can't. I'm going uphill.
Not with that attitude.
On a hill, it's hard.
You can do it.
You're going to end up nosing the bike down, and there we go. Oh, see, you made me hit the car. All right, let's see if I can do this.
Alright.
Almost there, almost there.
Someone's asking, is there going to be character wipes in the future? No, we're not planning on it. If something horrible goes on and the game goes horribly awry, I guess it's possible. But we have no plans at all to character wipe the game. We do have a plan in the future that will let people progress through the game again if they want to, but we're not planning on forcing that on anyone.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a bunch of players who've gone through and reached the status of Dragonhead, and
the game ain't done, and they're wondering what am I supposed to do now.
Exactly. And that's pretty much it. Is we're still working on that, and in the short term, well, we love to hear your thoughts. We know we've got some suggestions on the forums already for something like a prestige mode, and we're looking into that. So,
someone's asking who was Smashore named after, and I'd love to tell the story. Smashore is the online name of a friend of mine who works. I'm not saying where he works now, but we used to work together at Volition, the company that made Saints Row and Red Faction and a bunch of other things. And he was the head of the network IT department there. And he, before he had that job, used to play Quake professionally. And that was how he made his living, playing tournaments in Quake. And this is like 1998, 97 maybe. And that was his name, and he was just insanely good. And so I put his name in the game.
All right.
Steve, you are menacing.
Yeah, and
hell
Free
out of
Space,
that
which
chair.
I worked on.
Yeah, I know.
Question.
Oh,
That was fantastic.
see, this one might not work out because oh.
So someone's asking if he hasn't played the game for a couple of months or longer, how hard is it to come back to the game without being totally lost?
Ah, that's
Well,
a good one.
Okay, so a few things. He meant about the new features, though.
Yeah.
But if you stop playing and just take a couple days off, the most you get rated now is 4 times, and then you get pulled out of the matchmaking pool. So, first of all, you won't lose too much progress if you've taken a couple days off. So, don't worry about that. But what about all the new stuff that goes in? Well, honestly, if you take a few months off and come back, I think you'll think, wow, they've done so much to make this better. At least that's my hope, because we're trying real hard. But part of adding new things is, of course, explaining them to the players in the game. We have to make everything assuming that someone's going to start playing the game tomorrow and have never seen it before. And so it's our ambition, certainly, to make sure that every new feature explains itself or is tutorialized within the game. So I hope that answers your question. Someone else asks, how's the new office?
Great.
Hey,
We like
really
it.
thanks
good.
for asking. We
Yeah.
love it.
Got a brand new room just for our streams.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have
Awesome.
a little studio set up just for this now.
Oh,
Yeah.
The new office is bright. We got nice big windows, lots more light.
Although that's hotly contested. Some people like
They
it
don't
in the
like the
dark.
light?
Oh yeah.
I don't like those people.
No,
They're horrible people.
You don't like people who don't like light.
No,
yeah.
stay away from me,
We'll
I
just
tell
put them
you.
all in the rooms in the middle where there are no windows.
I think office-wise, we took a downgrade with the bathrooms, maybe a downgrade with the kitchen, but a big upgrade with the work environment. And this building just feels
Oh,
cooler.
I walked into the wall.
This building has like these
not
huge
very cool,
beams in
Steve.
the ceiling that are about 100 years old. It's real nice. Will
So-
we include any fun Easter eggs?
Ah,
Yeah. Yes.
well,
But, you know, they wouldn't be Easter eggs if I told you what they were. But there certainly are some things in the game now.
there was
And,
one that we were talking about last week.
Mrs.
Did that get
Megatron?
it? Yeah, did Megatron
It's not
get
in
it?
yet, no.
Well, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming.
Keep your eyes peeled.
There are-
basically.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you look at all the text on the items, the various achievements and things, there's a whole bunch of little
Yeah.
nods to different things. And someone mentions Ghost Pig Returns, but we can't look at that while we're rating.
All right, what's going on, Steve?
So I've got 2 minutes left, and I'd like to point out that I've only got to defeat the Enforcer, so I think I actually have enough time here, even though I triggered
You're
2
short on
alarms
time.
along the way.
Oh, hey, I got a couple announcements for current players, things to be aware of.
All right.
Some of the things in the store that are very low price now, we're going to raise the price on them. So, like, if there's a bracelet in the store that's selling for 4 gold, probably in the next week or so, it's going to go up. It's not going up to 1,000,000 gold, but maybe it'll be 12 gold. You know, some of those things are going to bump up a bit. And ideally, that's only going to affect new people who aren't used to the old prices. So, hey, all you people who play now, if you want to buy that stuff, go buy it now, because it'll go up a little bit soon, and I'm giving you all warning.
People are saying you don't have enough time.
I don't know. I am stressing.
Yeah, well, you spend half your time getting it. I don't. Okay.
Turbo
I don't
flavor.
think he's making it.
No, I'm gonna die.
You're calling it now?
I gotta
Not
run.
making it?
I gotta run.
Oh, Steve, I'm sorry.
And that's what
I'll
failure
take the
looks
fall
like.
for that one. You went in with so much confidence.
That's all right. It was those alarms. It was those darn alarms.
Yeah. Justin's mocking you.
It like added like
In
so many
text.
more guys I had to kill.
So
Yeah.
if you wanted to just sprint past everyone,
You would die.
is that a valid
No,
strategy?
because
No.
the door is locked.
Oh.
Yeah. So I needed to defeat those guys. And there was only one more room, and then I could have got up to the enforcer.
Hey, you know those alarms that triggered Steve and kind of messed him up? We're about to make those a favor too,
Yeah.
rather than they're by default. So it's
Yeah.
gonna
Right
be
now
the-
they're an upgrade that happens as you upgrade
Yeah.
your safe house.
But if
Those
you-
things become more common.
Yeah, but if you want your staff calling in the backup like that, that's going to be a favor soon.
Yeah. So it makes more sense if I go do an operation first.
No.
And then that won't happen. Although I was pushing the
Oh,
envelope
yeah.
just because someone challenged me, and
And
well,
you failed.
I know I failed, but
Peer pressure, did you give in?
it's fine. I won't fail it next time.
Uh-huh.
We'll see. Let's go try out some of these operations. I like them a lot better now. We've spent some time fixing them up, cleaning out bugs, making them objectives a little bit more clear. So what do we got here?
So
This is a nice and easy one. You just got to find the guys and take them out. So let's see here. This looks like they might be on
With
a
the bike
dock
bump?
area.
So Bridge Fisher has an interesting question. Any way that we could do like stealth through missions? Is that a thing, or is it just guns blazing / fists?
Well, we can do it, but if you recall in Sleeping Dogs, most of the time you were not doing stealthy things. It was
Wade
kind of
wasn't big on sneaking.
he wasn't no,
We
he
had,
wasn't,
like,
there
two
wasn't much
missions
room
that
for
were
subtlety
sort of
with
our-
Wade.
We had two missions that were kind of stealthy or had little
Yeah.
stealthy parts, but it wasn't really good stealth,
Yeah.
honestly.
So basically, we want to focus on getting things more. One of the things we want to focus on is getting more content in and getting more variety and more stuff to do. And
So yes,
best
Fozzie
way-
Bab, we do want to have more variety and more
Yes.
stuff. He was just asking.
Part of that is obviously adding more game modes and more game mechanics and more ways to approach things like operations and even raids, because we talked about that a little earlier. But
there's
we
an
want to
no, no.
try and focus on mechanics that we've got in the toolbox, because it'll allow us to get more out to you guys faster, and then that'll buy us some time
Take the
to
question now.
to work on new mechanics.
Take the question.
All right.
Tulu Karuk. Probably not pronounced that correctly. Is there any chance that operations will give more than just time?
Ah,
See?
right. Yes.
Your eyes just lit up when I asked that question.
Yeah.
So, the next big update we get a chance to, we are going to be changing it so that operations are
Don't want
going
to blow
to.
the whole load for
No,
next,
I'm
which
not.
will
I'm not
be
going
the
to.
update
I know.
preview. So
We're going to give operations a lot more reward types,
yeah,
and you will be able to know what they are ahead of time, so you can pick and choose what you want to focus on.
yeah. Do you want to do favors? Do you want to do time? Do you want to do
That pull was a lot
gold? Do you want
stronger
to do
than I
money? Do you want to
expected.
do
Sturdy pull.
commodities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hats off to the city planner who put that poll there.
Why does Uncle David force you to spend gold? I'll tell you exactly why. You are given that gold, it's yours for free, but we're not really giving it to you. We're making you use it in a tutorial so you learn how different things within the game work. That's why, right? It's, here's some gold, here's instructions on how to use the gold, now use the gold, and you're left over with more than you started. So that's why he does it. We want to show you how to use parts of the game.
So,
Because some people just can't find those, and
so you do not know me. Asks an interesting question. Will there be holiday events? It's
Yeah.
interesting thinking about special events. Do
Yeah.
we want to maybe chat
I'm
about?
happy to chat about that
what we got
because
planned?
I'm actually writing up the design for that right now.
Oh, hey, fresh in your mind.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but the short answer is yes, but they're probably not going to be, they're going to be Triad-y things. They're going to be Chinese New Year. There's going to be appropriate to the game holidays more than,
Yeah.
the Easter Bunny comes to Hong Kong.
yeah.
Not that I have anything against Easter. I just want to make it fit our game too. But yeah, that's...
In addition to those types of things, what other kind of events do we got coming, James?
Well, we're going to have a bunch of little contests and things that are going to run regularly, but I don't want to talk about new features that don't exist yet because it's unfair.
But we got an event coming up this weekend.
Oh. Hey, you've just jumped to number 4 on the schedule. Why, yes, we do.
So,
Wait, hold up. I just want to point out that I've kind of struggled definitely the last one, but that's because you challenged me to try and beat it without doing anything. This time, I checked it out. This guy's got not much. He's got a hammer. His opponents have got hammers. I'm going to bring a big gun. I'm going to bring the .45 caliber, which I personally like as a weapon.
Until you run out of ammo.
Until I run out of ammo. But we're also going to be addressing that soon.
Yeah.
And I just like to point out that raid start screen gave me the opportunity to make this decision, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. Because now, bam, I brought a gun to a hammer fight.
Yep. Okay, so as we were talking over each other, we were on the brink of letting you know that yes, we're doing a community event this weekend, and then we're going to start doing them very regularly thereafter, but we're doing our first one this weekend. It's just sort of a trial balloon because we don't have all the game UI set up for it yet. Eventually, we're going to have everything to communicate to you about events in game. But right now, we're about to run a contest. It's going to be on the website, on the forum. We're going to post about it on Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and wherever else we can to sort of get the word out. But it's not properly messaged in game. But we want to get going with them sooner than later. So, what is this contest, Steve?
Well, it's going to be whoever can defeat the most, actually not the most, but the top 50 players who kill the most enforcers or defeat the most enforcers over the weekend are going to get an exclusive
item
prize.
Yeah. So, producer Justin is going to show you that prize.
Wait, I've got a gun to a hammer fight.
You don't want to get killed during your raid.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you might not be well.
All right, hold up.
All right, you're just going to have to wait to see the prize till Steve is done playing. So this runs from when till when?
This runs from...
Is it Friday noon?
Friday until tomorrow until Monday.
When? When does it start?
I don't know. Justin, do you remember what time that starts at?
Friday noon.
Friday at noon. That's
Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Until Monday?
That's right.
Monday noon?
Yeah.
All right. So, Friday, lunchtime Pacific, till Monday, lunchtime. Whoever kills the most enforcers, you're in the contest. Top 50 people get a prize. It's going to be an exclusive item. By that I mean we're awarding it as a prize, and it's not going to go in the store. It's the one way to get the item. And honestly, we're in beta. There's not a million billion of you yet. And so I would think that if you make a good effort, you could probably make it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Someone's commenting they lost all their refresh rivals during the April update. If that happened to you, please send a message on the forums to UFG Ian, and we'll get you sorted out. It was a bug caused in the game data, caused by me personally, and I'm very sorry. I literally typed the wrong thing into somewhere and changed how something works in such a way that I can't just roll it back to make it better. But if you had that problem, let us know. We will look into it, verify that you are legit, and sort you out. Any news about opening new areas? No, the answer there is that we're not opening new areas till we get the game balanced and stable and working before we make the world bigger. And we're still adding lots of features and working on the base game. And it doesn't make sense for us to go add more of the same until we get the base thing right. Yeah, and we have fixed a bunch of people's refresh rivals already, but we want to fix it for everyone. Are we ever planning to add user-created content to the game? It's something we very much want to do. We don't have the pipeline for how it's going to work yet. There are legal things we need to work through with our publisher before we can just do it. We're having those talks now because we're very keen to have it happen, because we know that if we can harness all of you to help make the game better, it'll be way better than what we can do on our own. So, yes.
So it looks like
like
people
a
are just
trigger.
kind of asking questions about bugs that they're finding or problems with their account, things like that. Where can people go to get help with that sort of thing?
Probably on the forum would be best.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can.
UFG Ian is on the forums every day.
UFG, yep.
Yeah, he's on the forum every day. He writes a report of what people are complaining about. If he notices a bug, that goes into a report. QA then reproduces the bug if they can find it and verify it.
Oh dear.
Basically verify how to reproduce it so we know how to do it so we can then test it and we can then fix it. It goes into our bug database and gets fixed. When people have feedback and they say, hey, I hate this thing, I've noticed this thing, whatever it is, he notes all that stuff, lets us know how many people are saying it and what they're saying, and we take action on that stuff very regularly. So even though I don't personally answer every post, I'm aware of them all. And very regularly, Steve and I do read them. And actually, not Steve and I, the whole team.
Yeah,
we
all
read
read
these
them.
forums a lot. And we don't all want to respond because it's sort of it's a lot of time to comment on everything.
Yeah.
But we are aware of what's going on. Isn't that nice?
Shot his ankles out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, one day I want to do a contest for floor art where you make the stains and draw a picture. It's like a hidden feature
Just some
almost.
good family fun
There is
from
a
the Triad
lot-
Wars team.
There's a lot of reinforcements crawling around the turf right now.
I suspect UFG Ian's actually watching the stream right now and he saw you say hi.
Yep, it looks like Ian is actually joining us.
Oh,
So,
I got tackled from
hi
behind.
Ian, how's it going?
What are your favorite internet memes? I'll leave that to you. I have no idea what he's saying.
I think maybe meme?
Meme.
Memes? I think?
I pronounce it meme.
Meme? I think it's meme.
That's M-E-M-E.
Yes.
Isn't that what he wrote?
No, he
I-
wrote memes.
But
If that's slang
Maybe
for
that's a
something
new-
horrible,
that's a new
I'm
thing
sorry
I don't
if I
know.
said
I
it and
think,
it meant something bad.
I think Doge might be my favorite, just because of
Doge.
there's so many sleeping Doge memes
Yeah.
out there, and it's good. It's good to have
There's a
one
lot
that's close
from
to
the
us.
team actually as well.
I know.
Just
Half of
ask
them
Matt
are
Norman.
from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, as far as new content, do we have anything to like cover our faces if we're feeling
We
like
would-
maybe there's a draft or a little bit like there's a breeze on the face? What
We
would
will-
I do?
You will wait 34 seconds for Steve to die, and then I'll show everyone.
Oh,
Are you going to make it,
Steve.
Steve? Are you
I'm
gonna
running
succeed?
away.
get out of here, Steve!
Are you going to kill that
Go,
enforcer?
go, go!
Oh!
Oh, the
If
game
I-
is it's funny.
If I had just
Are you going to make it to the exit in time?
done one more operation, I better make it to the. Oh, it's all down
I don't
to
know.
the- Come on, run faster. Why didn't I upgrade my speed?
Are you going to make it, damn it?
Ah, I'm gonna make it, no problem. With 7, 6,
Oh.
5, 4, cash it in.
Hey.
3, 2. Oh, this is getting uncomfortable. This is getting uncomfortable.
Oh my god. Well done.
Well, that was an epic lack of success.
What do you mean? I got it.
Yeah, no, you
You
succeeded.
look like you had fun, Steve.
I
and
did.
that's the
I
most
am having
important
fun.
part.
You got all the
I got everything I needed except for more face.
All right.
So where are we at? We're at. That's
Halfway
a,
through. No, you're not.
No, we've got. You know what? We need face.
Yeah.
We need some face.
You need to start killing
I
enforcers.
need to start going after some more rival enforcers.
But before you do, let's take a look at the store.
All right.
Let's dress you
Whoa.
up silly again.
Looks like we've been neglecting some things on the screen, so
Yeah, a lot
we'll
of
clean up
things.
afterwards.
So in the April update, we added a bunch of new things. Can you go to clothing?
Sure.
Let's look at what's new.
Here, why don't you show everybody?
All right.
Be easier.
So we added a bunch of new things, but not on that panel. What have we got? We got this. I like this one.
Well, how many? I think we added something like 20 new items to the
Yeah,
store.
there's
right?
20 new things. And I said a while ago we're not planning on putting any new things into the game until we go open live and have a bazillion people playing. But just in playing the game, it was feeling a bit stale and I wanted to have more stuff. We got a guy who's cranking out stuff at a ridiculous pace, and so we now have, I don't want to actually say the number.
Well, we got a lot more things.
We
Yeah.
got so much stuff in the
Yeah.
pipe that there's no reason not to start putting things in.
Yeah. So you're going to start seeing a regular feed of new customization options pretty much every time we patch, I bet.
Yeah. Now, speaking of patch, why are we... You remember the tinting bug? It looks like we still have it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, so some of you asked on the forums about this. You've been wondering what's going on. Oh no, you know what? I think it's the icons. There has been a bug that we've been dealing with and going back and forth fighting with the tech on, where some things that are meant to be tinted, where they're meant to appear a certain color, are appearing the wrong color. Actually, this looks fixed now. It's just the icons don't all match, and that was a pipeline issue. And I guess we fixed it yesterday morning like we thought we did. So for example, this suit jacket here, it's now gray like it's supposed to be, but you might notice the icon shows it as a very light gray. And that's the thing we will be fixing soon. But the bigger problem was if you played and you looked at this 2 days ago, this thing was either all black or all white. And now they're appearing correctly. So among the new things for sale, there are a couple. I just want to show you a few things that I particularly like this hat.
Subtle, very subtle.
Very say, whoa!
Yeah, you're going to wear that.
I thought we were going to make
Yeah, is this a democracy?
some choices. Or
Yeah.
are you picking your one thing
Well,
today?
That's our
No,
look, Steve.
no,
That's
it's-
just
that's what we're
married
going
to
with.
now.
No,
All right.
no, it's not actually.
Those shorts are coming back. That's what's going to happen.
Now, trivia, but this might remind you of something from a certain film, and I wouldn't name that film, and I'm sure it's coincidental, but do you know what it
Oh,
is?
we're talking about Easter eggs.
Yeah, well, okay, someone maybe mentioned it in chat there, but, oops. Oh, you know, we did this as trivia last time. We added a new mask, too, that I want to show everyone.
Yeah.
There we
You
go.
can be
That's
Ghost
what I
Pig
would have
now.
gone with.
Pig goes
Yeah.
pig.
So,
Yeah, no, that's
Ghost Pig
classic.
rides again. So there's a few fun things in here, but I just want to dress Steve up kind of silly and then let him go back to playing.
This is now you, Steve. You'll notice how
That's
it's not,
fantastic.
it's
No,
not
this is not
our
me.
character.
This is Pork Bunman.
It's you.
This is Pork Bunman.
Pork Bunman.
You are
Yeah.
Pork Bunman. Well, the thing is, Steve always has to hold the controller, so so I think it's only right that I get to dress him up kind of silly. I don't know. You know what?
My
No, we can be
gosh.
democracy. Let's let Renee pick something.
No, that's
too.
fine. We've got upgrades to.
You want to spend
do.
the upgrades? I would love to just like let
You know,
everyone
I was
vote
bluffing
on
with
what
the
you
shorts.
should
Now that I
wear.
see them, I
Yeah.
really wish. No,
Regret-
no.
Oh, come on. Cowboy boots? Come on. That's,
Well, they're not really cowboy boots.
oh,
They're-
come on. Like, look at that. Look at those
All right.
details.
Yeah, they do have details.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve's going to wear this for the next stream and the rest of today as he shows you some other things.
Well,
We're proud, Steve.
yeah. So we need some face and some money.
Oh, in the
A
meantime.
good way to get
No,
that
no,
face
I got
and
to answer a
money.
question first.
All right, go ahead.
Someone asked any new cars or vehicles planned.
Ah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, okay. So our vehicle team is working on new vehicle tech that's going to allow them to make a whole bunch of new cars quickly by, well, through new tech, basically. In the meantime, though, we've got a few...
So they're not going to be new models of car. What they're going to be is customized versions of
Yeah.
cars. So we're going to do like special editions. We'll soup them up. We'll change the performance specs on them, and we'll start rolling those out as well.
Now, it almost makes me wonder if there's going to be a reason to have a good car soon. But we don't know, do we?
I can think of reasons why I would want to have a
Why
good
would
car.
you want a good car in this
But
game?
we'll wait until we talk about that later.
On our next
don't
stream
know.
where we preview the next update.
All right.
However, there is one new vehicle on sale today,
All right,
and it's limited.
let's check it out. There it is.
Yeah. So, right now, we got 466 of these left. It's limited in that there are that many for sale, and then they're gone. It's sort of an experiment. We want to see how this works out. But this bike is, what would you say?
Well, it's probably the best balanced bike we have in the game.
If
Well, it
you-
is the best balanced bike we have in the game.
Yeah.
It
There are-
has the
there's-
best speed and control of any of the bikes. Some of those bikes are faster, some of the bikes control better, but this thing has kind of like that sweet spot.
Yeah. It's the most rideable, really fast super bike
Yeah.
in the game.
Perfect to just coast right into your enemies and then make it explode immediately.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Don't
a-
worry, you have another, and another, and another, and another.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm going to
So
collect
what are
my
you doing
job
here?
for the day.
All right.
So one was to complete an operation, which we did just a minute ago, and I'm going to get some cash, which I don't have a lot of right now, so that'll be good. And I think the game crashed.
Oh,
Oh, no.
oh, we've got a loading symbol. Loading.
This is why we do these tests.
Loading.
This is not meant to be a test. Evening Robot, you had a question about a sound with a vehicle. If you post that on the forums, UFGEN will get that logged. And I cannot answer the question now, but that's the way to ensure that it goes to the right people.
Well,
It didn't crash, it just
We're
took its
good.
time.
Ooh, excellent.
Server had a hiccup.
Polite
Yeah.
applause for
All
the,
right.
for the CPU.
And looks
Someone
like we got
asks,
some.
do all bikes explode?
Yes,
Yeah.
all bikes explode and all cars explode.
If you have a
And
gun.
here's a tip.
Well, talk people through how to do it. Demonstrate it.
Sure, yeah,
Teach the
okay.
mechanic.
Let's have
Don't
a look
just
here.
show off your skills.
Yeah, yeah.
Do it with a minivan.
I'm gonna do it with a car. Okay,
No,
let's
do it with a
sure, let's
minivan.
do it with a. Let's.
Many
Let's
of
see
you
if I
don't
can
know this, but
pull over a
Steve
hitch.
is soon going to be actually in the market for a minivan. He's always been like a sports car guy, performance car guy, until like Need for Speed was sort of his world of cars. But he's now transitioning into the minivan world. He's just moved out to the suburbs. Family's expanding, and he's looking at maybe an Odyssey or
Beginning the
I will
end,
never.
The
I will never
transport,
drive.
maybe?
Not that
Beginning
there's
of the
anything
end.
wrong with it,
Steve. Yeah.
but it's not for me. Here we go. How about a nice little hatchback?
That's sensible. It's very
Yeah.
sensible. It's a cool color too.
Yeah.
All right. So, as long as you have a weapon holstered, so if you guys can't do this, we did this once with a fish, and that didn't turn out so good. As long as you have a weapon holstered and you're driving a reasonable clip, jump out of the car, aim, and fire. And you can shoot any other cars. Oh, let me try it
You
again.
missed.
I missed. And here we go. This will be better because I can go faster. The faster you go, the bigger, the longer the airtime you get, and the opportunity to do this. So we've got ourselves a
Yeah.
nice little
Steve's going
sports
to become
car,
a soccer dad.
and you can see I don't just have to shoot my car; I can shoot any car.
Oh gosh.
To blow it
so
up.
many people on the sidewalk right there. Oh.
So all cars become rolling bombs when. Oh, I just pissed off the cops.
Okay.
Oh, it's a minivan.
They're just
Welcome to your future.
use
Yeah.
your getaway vehicle.
All right, here we go.
He's getting away really slowly.
Escape your suburban responsibilities.
I can just see the cops now.
So,
it's
as
the
a
guy
point
in
of
the
playing
really
style,
really big hat.
When Steve raids, he almost always like blows up a vehicle to take out the guys in front of the turf, and I always try to do a big fishtail and swipe them to the back of my car. It's just a matter of style.
Here we go. We got
How
a.
did I not know
Ram.
about this?
How did you not know about this?
What?
It's an unlock. So, but it's an early unlock.
I'm being besmirched on the internet.
10-point word of the day. All right. So,
Hi, Casey.
yeah. So I think we covered a lot of ground today, guys.
Yeah.
We almost finished some raids.
So I think
and-
we kind of got off track on our progression a bit.
Oh,
Let's see where we're at. I mean, we're trying to get to
You made
Straw
no progress.
Sandal, and we made a little bit of progress.
you
but
know
not
what?
much
It looks
today.
like playing 40 minutes a day every 2 weeks is not the best path
That's
to
right.
success.
Yeah,
I'll volunteer. I'll volunteer my time.
we're gonna.
You wanna
Somebody's
play
gonna
Pork
have
Bunman
to
in your free
represent
time?
Pork
Absolutely.
Bunman during the week.
Could
Pork
be my new
Bunman
main
has a lot
assignment.
of friends, by the way. Lots of you are Pork Bunman's friend, and a few of you are not anymore. And that's because we've gotten choosy and started picking only people that have an icon, their
Yeah.
own custom icon loaded. And you'll notice Pork Bunman doesn't have an icon loaded, and it's just a horrible embarrassment for us
It's 'cause
because we don't.
Somebody
remember.
lost the password to his email. That is what's happened. Somebody lost the password, and now we cannot change the
And
icon.
you'd think that of all people we could sort that
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
Turns out it's hard.
yeah.
Or does everyone else just have Pork Bunman's picture as a default?
No.
I
Oh,
wish.
that could. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Let's
Renee's
go with
gone
that.
meta on us.
Yeah.
Getting deep, guys.
Someone had a question earlier asking, can I buy staff for my rackets? And the answer is you can get staff through favors. You can get favors many ways. And if you really want staff for a particular racket right now, buy the production pack associated with
Yes.
that racket family. So if you want loan sharking staff, buy an extortion production pack. And it's not guaranteed that there's staff in there for that one racket, but if you're building that family, it'll be stuff you want.
That's right.
It'll be, racket bosses for that family. It'll be staff for the various rackets in that family. And if it's not the one you want, you can just turn it back in for gold. So,
All right.
So
or just play the game and get
We've
free
got-
favors.
two things I want to show real quick before we head off. One of the minor changes, but I think's quite good, is to the warehouse. You'll notice that now the warehouse and the black market have been merged together. This is just really a more convenient thing and easier to
Oh, yeah.
understand now.
You want to preview it?
Yeah, why not?
'Cause
You mean this is in the game?
Oh.
This
Oh,
went
we
in the
put
patch.
it in?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, James.
No, I knew it. I just didn't know it right now.
So, we've been producing fish and collecting the last couple sessions. For
What
the
are we doing with
reason
these fish?
We're going to be doing an export right there. And exports, one of the things that we've updated in the April update as well. They used to be really hard,
Yeah.
especially at higher levels. Unless you had like a fully automatic assault rifle or the 50 cal or something
Even
like that.
then,
just
they were
made short
crazy
order.
hard.
They were still really hard.
At level 10 is-
So we balanced those out a bit. And we're still working at these
Yeah.
as well. Maybe you can talk about some of the,
Well,
the
I
updates
don't
while I
want
go
to give.
and do it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you know what? There's
I don't want to like blow everything for
Sure.
next
Yeah.
stream in the May update, but at the same time, I'm really excited about what we're doing, and I kind of just want to tell everyone about some of the stuff. So I will maybe be not super specific now, but I'll tell you what we're working on. Well, some of the things we're working on. One of them is exports. We like exports. Exports are important, and we want to make them more important, and we want to make them more fun. And that means we're going to be doing stuff like waiting for this server to load. Ouch.
We'd love to show you an export and finish it off because that's really what I want to do.
But you
But
just
the
had to go
game-
loot this.
Yeah, the game. Well, there was a free favor there.
Yeah. Okay, free favors are hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Anyway, exports. Basically, at a high level, what we plan to do is make them easier to start, make them easier to get into, make the rewards more rewarding,
Yep.
give you better feedback on what's going on, make them more fun, make them more a part of your game every day, which means that at low levels they don't need to be super long, like they are now, and of course balance the difficulty too.
And we have some more gameplay in the works as well, so that they're a little bit more varied.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would love to have shown one, but I
Ah.
think that's gonna be the end for us.
I hope Barry is watching right now.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Just one last thing I want to go over again for anyone who missed it, the weekend contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Starts when?
it starts Friday
at
at
noon.
noon.
Get
Yeah.
out there, defeat as many enforcers as you can. For every enforcer you defeat, you get and that email will have a code, and then you can go and redeem that code from the store.
And also on the forums, we're going to post the full results so you can see how you did, how your friends did.
And there are many more contests like this to come in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the first of many, guys. So make sure you could say that you were there for the first contest in its infancy.
And that contest prize, that is a limited edition thing. You're only going to get it through a contest. We're not going to be selling it. So, you know.
Yeah, prestige.
Yeah.
Very important.
Exclusivity.
All right.
I showed the image and it cut out. So one more time what you did.
Sure. So you mean as the prize? Yeah. So as a prize, you're going to get an exclusive
Put it on screen again.
balaclava,
That was the sound.
and it's got a crazy like shark grin on it. I love it. It kind of looks like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. It's not, but it
It's
kinda
not
looks
even
like him.
inspired by that.
It's not
just
even inspired. It just
coincidentally a
kind of
little
looks like it.
And on the
And it's
back,
got a UFG logo on the back.
yeah.
Excellent. All right.
A round of applause for Renee. Special
All right.
guest.
Yeah.
Special guest.
Thank you.
Renee may be back.
Ah,
We'll see.
Who knows? We'll see.
Let's hear what you think.
Yeah. Rate me on a scale
Everyone.
of 1 to 10 on my performance.
Yeah, say that on the internet.
Oh, great. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. And we will see you in another 2 weeks. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time.
as effectively, but mostly because I don't have the fingers for it. How about you, James?
Well, I'm in the, what can I say? I use a controller, and it's not because I hate the player, but it's because I like a controller better. And we developed the game, originally on a controller, and my job has nothing to do with the controls, by the way. I'm not the person who figures out what they should be. I'm not the person implementing it. It's not my department. And so basically, I can play with a controller if I want to, or a keyboard if I want to. I just think it's better with a controller, so I use a controller. And so when people say, do you guys even use a controller? Well, the people who work on the controls do. Or do you even use a keyboard? The people who work on the controls do. I don't.
Right.
Because I have a choice, and I think it's better.
What it all comes down to is we made a bunch of changes to the controls in order to help simplify the controls for all the new players who are trying out Triad Wars. It's a bunch of the feedback that we got through focus group testing. There was obviously some stuff from the forums, but most of the people on the forums are pretty vocal.
Hi everyone, welcome to another Triad Wars Twitch stream. I'm Renee, I'm a project coordinator here at United Front Games. This is James, that's Steve.
Hello.
They're both designers on Triad Wars, and you guys are here because you love Triad Wars, or maybe you want to know more about the game, or maybe you were here for Andrew's incredible puns, in which case, unfortunately, we have to disappoint you guys.
You're out of luck.
Yeah, you're right out of luck.
Well, some of you are out of luck. I consider myself quite lucky.
Yeah, some of us are okay with this, but Andrew will not be doing the stream today. You'll have to be stuck with us instead. So.
Well, we've got Renee instead. That's a plus, I think.
All right. What are we gonna be looking at today?
Today we're going to talk about the April update. We're going to talk a little bit about the keyboard control controversy on the forums.
Highly controversial.
We're going to talk about a contest coming up this weekend, and we're going to show you some new stuff for sale.
Excellent.
And we're going to answer your questions.
As always.
And dogs, why isn't it in your game now? And, at a certain level, I kind of wonder that too, because it just seems so very obvious. However, I've been talking to the engineers because, honestly, when this whole thing kind of blew up on the forums and everyone said, why don't you have bindings? That was my question too. And the answer, in short, is because it's really horrible with our tech. The way our game works, when you press a key on the keyboard, the game then looks at what you're doing in the game, figures out the context for it, and then tells the game what that would have been had you used a controller, which means that it's not just like a one-to-one mapping. And then knowing what you're doing in the game, it shows you in the UI what keys do different things. And so there's a lot of animation stuff within the UI that needs to get updated as well. And it's not built right now where we can just drop in a new set of keys. And honestly, if we would have done it by now, but it's not super quick and easy. And then there's also the fact that building our game takes time.
That they like the controls the way they were. And a bunch of it came from performance data that we get from the game that shows how people do with keyboard and mouse versus controller.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were trying to do. And there was a post with Andrew and Liberty, one of the engineers who's worked on and did a majority of these updates into the game. So we don't want to go too much down that road again. We've talked about it pretty extensively, but we were trying to make it simple. We hear what you guys are saying. We know that we've made a bunch of people quite angry.
Yeah.
And the best solution for us is to start, rather than work away at trying to backtrack and change certain things that some people like and certain things that other people don't like and go back to the board and trying to find even more feedback and get this thing just right. We think it's just going to be quicker and make everyone happier if we start working towards custom bindings. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Now, you might think, duh, right? Like, every game has that. Why don't you have it already? You should have that. That was in Sleeping.
Continue the adventures of Pork Bunman.
Pork Bunman will ride again.
That's right.
Excellent. That sounds awesome. And yeah, definitely you guys are already asking lots of questions, so please keep those coming. We will be answering them all throughout the stream today.
Yeah. So, just to jump into the hot button topic.
Who wants to talk about keyboard controls?
Yeah. So in our April update, we have a big list of changes. I mean, it is like we changed 30 big things. One of them was the keyboard controls, and some of you really didn't like what we did. And, well, we've talked about it on the forums. We've talked about it. We did a Q&A, but we're going to keep talking about it because we want you to understand where we are with it. So we made these changes to keyboard controls. Why? Steve, why did we do it? Do we hate the player?
Why do we do it? It's not because we hate the keyboard. Although, as some of you have pointed out, we are using a pad when we play on the Twitch stream. We also use keyboards here when we play at work, although not nearly